Well, the presidential election started off with 16 candidates and now it's down to 2. But what do we know about the duo competing to lead Sierra Leone? CGTN's Robert Nagila has more.
For long a member of Anis Bai Koroma's government, Samura Kamara believes now it's his turn, and that is easily the best qualified.
We know exactly what we have to do to move forward. What we have to do in infrastructure, in health, in agriculture, in private sector development, in education. So it's like hit the ground running.
Born in 1951 in northwestern Sierra Leone, Kamara is an accomplished economist. And for the past decade or so, he's grown used to wielding the levers of power. He was central bank governor from 2007 to 2009, Minister of Finance until 2012, and then, until last year, Foreign Affairs Minister. Kamara reckons he has proved he's up to the job. Julius Mada Wonibio is betting voters want something different. He has promised a new direction, one focused on education, job creation and agriculture. Bio's background is the military. He saw action in Liberia and Sierra Leone civil wars. His qualifications include a master's degree in international relations. It's the second time Bio has run for the presidency. But if he wins, it would not be the first time in charge of Sierra Leone. Bio briefly held the top job in 1996 after toppling military ruler Valentine Strasser. This time round, he is aiming for a more permanent post in a civilian government. Robert Nagila, CGTN, Nairobi, Kenya.
Well, CGTN Susan Mwangeli is in Sierra Leone and joins us now live with the latest from the capital, Freetown. Susan, of course, it's D-Day for voters in Sierra Leone. How is the process unfolding so far?
Well, yes, the voting process has begun. It began at around 7 a.m. and even by then we had seen quite a number of people coming in to cast their votes. Now, this has been a very straightforward kind of process because initially in the March 7 election, they were choosing between 16 candidates, but right now it's just the two frontrunners, that is Samura Kamara and the opposition candidate Julius Mada Bio. But contrary to what we experienced in the March 7 election, the turnout has been a bit low. We're seeing very few people. We're seeing shorter and shorter queues, but a lot of people say because it's very straightforward, then we will be seeing a lot of people coming in much later on in the evening. Now, here we are at Juba. It is a polling center where we are expecting the opposition candidate Julius Mada Bio to be voting at around midday local time. Dr. Samura Kamara is expected to vote in his village, which is far away from Freetown. So here, people, the process so far has been okay, and we've seen police presence. There's been a lot of they've beefed up security just to ensure that the process goes on smoothly. And so far, we have not experienced anything that might warrant concern. Observer missions are also here to witness and to just see how the process is being taken.
Well, of course, Susan, the first round of voting was characterized by this tight race between the two main candidates. But this time around, what is the dominant expectation to emerge from this very decisive round?
Well, this election, just as it was before, the stakes are very high, and you will know, you know. In the first round of voting, the difference between the two candidates, the vote difference was barely 3%. It's still going to be a very tight race, and that's why there's a lot of pressure on the National Electoral Commission to ensure that the process goes on smoothly, to be fair, and, to be free and fair. And it is trying very hard to ensure that some of the recommendations were put forth by the High Court when it was lifting the injunction, that some of these things are put in place. And one of them was to ensure that they beef up security to ensure that there is no electoral fraud. And the process now will be very manual. The vote counting and everything will be manual. Yes, and all these things have been put in place to ensure that the results that come out much later will be deemed to be free and fair.
Thank you so much, Susan Mwangeli, live for us there in Freetown, Sierra Leone.